Latifah, and you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah, right.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
We love you on Windy City Live. Yes, we do. Tell us, how did all this happen? How did this come about?
Well, I play me. I play Val Warner in Chirac, which is really cool. So when people see this movie, they are literally seeing Val, and I am a reporter in the movie.
We talk about the violence, but what can we do personally?
I think we got to be engaged, and I think engaged in a number of things. In our block, in our home, in our neighborhood, we got to be engaged. We got to fight the issues. We got to fight a government that is abandoned, whole communities on the south and the west side. We got to fight a governor who's cut out every youth employment program, who's cut out violence prevention programs, who's abandoned our communities and the poor and the vulnerable. And I think we got to reach out to our brothers on the street and love them and respect them and help them, not just demonize them.
I'll just say like this. First of all, give you the history of coming to Chicago and telling my jokes as a young cat. I'm 37 now. I started about almost 15 years ago. Elroy taking me under his wing, letting me do some jokes here and there for the radio stations and all that kind of stuff.
I learned that no matter what you do and how much of a genuine heart you have, and if you're coming from a good place, people are going to criticize if they don't agree with what you're doing.
Yo, what's up? It's your man Tony Schofield from 106.3 Chicago's R&B, and you are watching Men on Higher Learning. Now, I used to hang around with some men that was into some higher learning. It just wasn't that kind of higher learning, but I got myself together now, okay?
What is it that you do in your quiet time, in your meditation time, that allows you to bring us the films that you do?
I sit courtside in Madison Square Garden, world's most famous arena.
Latifah, and you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah, right.
And rising. And thank you so much for joining me this morning on The Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness on the Higher Learning Network TV show. We are just here to start your week off with mindfulness, with meditation and things that can grow you in your living experience, in your Earth School journey. Thank you so much for starting your week off with us. We will be joined by Sister Odoyemi, coming up in the 7:30 hour, and the topic of the day, step by step, what would you do when your back is up against the wall? Well, we're about to find out today, so be sure and forward this link to another show or text somebody and let them know that Monday Morning Mindfulness is on. And if you are still celebrating this holiday weekend, it's about time to do a cleanse, right? It's about time to do a fast because we've had enough sweet potato pie. We didn't had enough all that other good stuff, the German chocolate cake and the pumpkin pie for those of y'all who eat pumpkin pies. It's time for a cleanse. I think it's time for a cleanse. Our executive producer, Naima Latif, is on a 7-day cleanse, and I'm supposed to be on it with her, right? But I couldn't do the. I had somebody, Nelson, Admiral Nelson, they dropped off some bean pies, and there was so many. I was like, well, let me just get one. So, baby, that pie gone. So it's like, yeah, I've been hitting the gym hard, and yeah, it's time for a cleanse. So, join me on that, won't you? Excuse me, if you're listening online, you can join us on our social media channels, Higher Learning Network, on YouTube, Higher Learning TV Show, and on Facebook, Higher Learning TV Show. It was the same thing. And on Instagram, it's Zelda Speaks. If you are headed out and about today, do know that it is Monday morning and there's always some madness out in the street. That's why we try to give you a little peace before you head out the door, because it is crazy outside. Traffic and weather is sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. If you are a business owner or entrepreneur and you have services or products to sell, then you need to be a member of itex.com, and it's Chicagoland itex, let me put the correct address up there. If you want to go to the Caribbean, Alaska, Hawaii, Vegas, anywhere in the world, you can go through itex and not pay cash money. And all you have to do is go and sign up and use the code, my name, Zelda, Zelda, always giving thanks to the ancestors. And you'll get $100 to go shopping immediately. And be sure and tell Karen Kelly that Zelda sent you. As we take a look at the traffic, well, actually the weather, if you're going out, you should know that it is bright and chilly out today. 16 down to 16 tonight with a wind chill factor of 16. Tomorrow 27, yay, but it's going to be 30 today, and back up into the 40s on Tuesday. So I am most grateful for that, aren't you? As we take a look at the expressways, if you are headed out and about, you always know that you have to allow yourself some extra time, right? What you'll get on the expressway. No reported delays on CTA or Metro, but inbound on the Kennedy, that's a whole other story. It is tight from Central to Addison, slow again at River Road. Inbound on the Kennedy is 41 in, 21 out. It's also slow on the outbound at Division Avenue. That Armitage exit, as well as and Division is still closed and due to a water main issue on Milwaukee Avenue. So you might want to steer clear of that. As we take a look at the Edens, 23 in, 19 out. On the Eisenhower, 33 in and 21 minutes out. On the Stevenson, it's 25 in and 19 minutes on the reverse due to that crash at Ashland, which has been cleared up. On the Dan Ryan, your usual delays from 95th to 35th. It's slow due to some fire activities. 21 in, 19 out. On the Bishop Ford, 11 in, 9 out. And DuSable Lakeshore Drive, which my big brother Patrick Bradley, may he rest in peace, created the new S-curve that we're driving on now. And that's 10 minutes in and 9 minutes out. And that's your traffic and weather, sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. Remember to set those DVRs for the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19 and 24/7 on the World Wide Web. Alrighty, now it is time for your Monday morning mindfulness meditation. You know what that means, right? It's time to spend the first 5 minutes, hopefully more, but it's time for you to spend at least the first 5 minutes before your feet hit the floor in the morning. Lay there in your bed and do some deep breathing and give thanks that you can breathe, because somebody somewhere is on a respiratory instrument, has COPD, can't swallow, let alone talk, think, and have a conversation. So consider yourself blessed if you can breathe this morning. So I ask you to do this with me because you deserve it. You deserve some time for you in the morning because you're so busy taking care of everybody else. You wake up with things to do. The children, the school, the work, just everything. And it's just time to just slow it down. And let's do some breathing for ourselves. Let's get ourselves centered before we start the day. So we do that by simply finding a place that is quiet, a place where we won't be interrupted. And if that means going in the bathroom, sitting on the toilet stool, then that's what you do. But we need some quiet. So we sit up straight and we just begin the process of stretching, waking the body up, the limbs. They've been asleep and they've been still all night. And we do what's called the higher learning hip roll here. And we just roll from side to side. And then if you got a high back chair like I do, you can just twist the body. Twist it, twist it, twist it. Just move just a little bit. Just move it. Just waking it up the insides and the outsides. Yeah, it all feels good. And then we just begin the process of breathing in through the nose. Hold it for a hot second or 2 or 3, however long you can. And then exhale through the mouth. And I want you to push out harder than you inhale. So, hold it and exhale. And see, when you breathe in, I need you to take long, deep breaths so you can feel this experience where your chest fills up. Because if you don't feel what I'm feeling, chances are you're not breathing deep enough. So that's why I say, that's why you see me exaggerate it with this breathing experience, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's begin the process of closing our eyes. You should not be looking at me, but the inside of your eyelids. And feel what it feels like to just sit and be quiet. To sit and breathe and listen to the breathing and listen to the breath. And be in tune with the still small voice that is always speaking to us. And all we have to do is get quiet long enough to hear it. As we breathe in, hold it, and exhale. And blow out longer than you breathe in. Kind of tricky, huh? Let's try it again. Inhale deeply. Hold it, and blow out. And from time to time, you'll hear this noise, and that's just a reminder for you to concentrate, to focus on the breath. Because continue breathing, pay me no mind, just close your eyes and listen. Because the mind has a tendency to wander, and you can't stop that. You know, your to-do lists and breakfast and lunch and all of that. But this is your time to commune with the one, the creator, whatever you choose to call, he, she, it, Allah, Buddha, Yahweh, Jehovah, Jesus, God, Banai, Spirit, Creator, Universe, whatever you choose to call it. Just call it, and call it with your breath. As we breathe in, just keep breathing in and keep breathing out. And if that breath felt good enough, do it again. Breathe in. And breathe out. Every time we breathe in, focus on the fullness of that breath as your chest expands, and as you breathe out, it collapses. Now continue breathing in and breathing out. And this time as you breathe in, let's take that energy of the breath to the top of the forehead, down through the face. And as you breathe out, it lands on the shoulders. Inhale deeply. And as we breathe out, sending more love, light, and energy down through the chest and the solar plexus and the sides. Yes, we just breathe and move and move. Let's breathe in together. And as we breathe out, send more love, light, and energy down through the back and the buttocks and the hips and the thighs and the knees. Yes, those glorious knees. I felt so good walking at the gym yesterday. I didn't know what to do. That's why I breathe in. And as I breathe out, sending more love, light, and energy down through the legs and the ankles and the arches and the toes. Yes, wiggle those toes as we breathe in. Bringing that energy up from the feet through the legs and the knees and the thighs as we continue to breathe in and breathe out, doing the higher learning hip roll this morning, moving from side to side, giving thanks for the power of the breath as we breathe in. Bringing the energy of the breath back up through the solar plexus and the arms as we rotate them backwards and forwards, giving thanks for movement because somebody somewhere cannot do this on their own. I buried my girlfriend of 60 plus years, could barely move. So I'm very grateful to be moving in her honor this morning as we breathe in and as we breathe out. We give thanks for the power of the breath as we breathe in. Bringing that breath back up from the solar plexus, back up to the top of the head. We give thanks as we just sit with this breath, knowing that once we take the time to breathe in and to breathe out and give thanks for the power of the breath, we give thanks that we can do it on our own. As we breathe in and as we breathe out. Now, as your eyes are still closed and you continue to breathe in and breathe out, I share with you the word for the day, Monday, November 27th, 2023. I live in a limitless universe. Now, as you're breathing in and breathing out, I want you to digest these words. As you breathe in, through the nose, always through the nose, and as you breathe out through the mouth. So right now, just continue breathing as you listen. I live in a limitless universe. We often assume that everyone is in tune with the same reality. As you breathe in, but they are not. We accept whatever reality our thoughts serve up to us. That explains how some people see blue when the heater comes on, or yellow when they think of the sun. Life's reality is that we live up to the expectations we place on ourselves, or the expectation we allow others to place on us. As we breathe in and as we breathe out. Like reality is who we are, depending on what we think we are. The only limit we should accept is that we are limitless. Life is full of possibilities. When we accept that there is no limit to God, God in you is limitless. Let me say that again. When we accept that there is no limit to God, God is you. God in you is limitless. Breathe in. I know that divine order and right actions are my reality. Say it with me. I know that divine order and right actions are my reality. I am aware of who I am, whose I am, and who lives in me. Thank you, renunciation, in me, through me, and around me, through the Christ within, and so it is. For in him we live and move and have our being. And that is Acts 17:28. And that is from my friend Mike House, fellow journalist who sends me these every morning and I send them out. So if you would like to receive the daily inspiration, you can send us a text and we will include you in it. And this is the number that you can send it to, which you will also be calling in if you have calls today, because for some reason on the switchboard, Blog Talk is having an issue. So the issue today is that you will be calling in with your questions on this number, 312-383-9749. And you can also text that number and for us to include you on the Monday morning mindfulness meditation. So I'll send your information to Mike House and he'll include you on the list. The only drawback is that you cannot respond to the text. If you respond to the text, you will be kicked out because there's too many people on it, folks binging, phone pinging all day, and we don't want that. So just know that you cannot call. Well, just don't text. How about that? It is 7:21 here on the Female Solution. And we have a couple of comments. And my sister from another mister last night, oh my goodness, you got to go back and hear the show. Vieta says, Grand Rising, appreciate the important work out and words of inspiration. Thank us. Amen. Thank us. US meaning universal spirits. That's why I always give thanks to our ancestors who come before us and made our way possible, because we're not doing this on our own. The ego would just have us think that we're doing this on our own. We're here on a mission. And if you don't know what your mission is, hang around. I promise you some of it will come to you today because you took the time, you prepared your mind to do some listening. You want to take that any further, go to Soul Purpose Healing and watch Viata do the tapping in the morning. You know about EFT? Sure you do. And if you don't, you can always learn. So thank you, Sister Viata, my sister from another mister. You can go and hear the show from last night. Soul Purpose Healing comes on every Sunday night from 7 until 9 p.m. Central Time. But Viata also has a show on the Female Solution, which comes on every Friday morning from 7 until 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And yesterday's show, last night, Sunday night, was reprogramming and healing our global and local relationships. Because we have been, what's the word for it? Not as loving and humane as we could possibly be with the issues that are going on with the world in the Middle East. So just know that everything you say and do makes a difference. So whatever you say and whatever you do it with love, and it'll come out just fine. All right. Well, thank you so much, Vieta, my sister from another mister. And Jody Susan, well said. That is my sister from another mister as well. Jody is here on Tuesday mornings, and tomorrow will be her last day. She's moving to a new time slot, 4 p.m. And if you go to Susan Essentials on Facebook or SusanEssentials.com, you'll get a chance to see her link to all of her shows. So very enlightening. We will miss you, Jody, but we are very grateful that we still have you at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So be sure and check out Jody Susan. But coming up, so what are you going to do when Jody leaves? Well, we have been blessed with another young lady whom I met some years ago. This year, probably, time escapes me sometime. We will be joined by a new face, Shopping with Zoe, which airs December 5th, 1 week from today, from 7 until 9 a.m. And Zoe is an international businesswoman who does business all over the world, and she's teaching our students at the Betty Shabazz International Charter School, where we teach podcast training, teaching them how to avoid the middleman and go straight to the manufacturer so that you can sell what everybody else is selling and eliminate the middleman, and that increases your profits. I know you like that idea, don't you? So be sure and join us 1 week from today. for Shopping with Zoe. And hope you got a chance to tune in to the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest that was just this past weekend, because we had some fascinating groups. So if you go back and see um, the video, you'll see the gospel group. Wow, yeah, they were some kind of special. I mean, they were all special. You know, if you have children between the ages of 13 and 19, yeah, teens, and they have a natural gift, talent, or ability, which they usually do, you can send that information to us, hlntvshow@gmail.com. And they can send a 1-minute clip, video clip. It has to be their own YouTube channel. Now, if they don't have a YouTube channel, they can always get one. Just go to YouTube and it's free. And be sure and check out diabeticdonut.com. Actually, when you go there now, it's diabeticdonut.wordpress.com. Download the free ebook on how I reverse type 2 diabetes. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. And it is 7:27, and it is the moment that you've been waiting for before we go to break in just a minute. So the question is, step by step, what will you do when your back is against the wall? And what we are about to do is show you just that. Queen Sister Odoyemi, thank you so much.
Lafayette, beloved. Lafayette, what do we do when our back is up against the wall?
Yes, ma'am. What do you do?
What do we do? Well,
we call on a sister. That's what we do.
That's exactly what we do.
You call on a sister. You call a big mama, auntie, sister, cousin, whatever.
Yamaja is who I call
Thank you.
on.
Because that's what we do.
Tribe. That's it. I call
now,
on
Queen
my
Sister,
tribe.
I gotta ask you, what happened that transpired this train of thought to name it Step by Step? Tell us a little bit about yourself before we go to commercial break and how this all got started.
Well, first and foremost, I would like to give honor to my creator, my aunt, Jah, and all of my tribe who are on here to support us today. And I give honor to you, Queen Sister, for inviting me in. My name is Odoyemi Eshuyemi, and that is my Yoruba name. My American name is Angela Herx, and my SCDC number was 240126, something like that. So I am a formerly incarcerated citizen. And that was my journey. I had to go inside in order to be able to bring that information, that knowledge, and my own experience outside. In order to get into a solution to help other sisters as myself. Because once you get locked out, once you get locked up, you get locked out. America. And we're still trying to get the abolish the ABC, abolish bondage collectively. And that's the Amendment 13. So you have no rights once you become a prisoner, a slave. Okay.
Pretty much.
Bottom line, that's what the amendment says. And so step by step became to be, as I wrote, step by step, word for word, how I was able to make it over. And it wasn't an easy beasy, but I had a foot in the medicine that my mother and my great-grandmother, my great-great-grandmothers, and all passed down to my mother, was passed to me from the womb. And so my rites of passages was a little bit different. I'm grateful and thankful now that I know how sacred the rite of passage is. And I was celebrated when I came in, but I also was identified as knowing that this child is peculiar. And so my mother hid me.
Hid or hit?
Hid.
Hid you.
Yeah. So I was born and raised in a Jewish community in Detroit, Michigan, and off of Boston Boulevard in the 60s. And I'm the darkest child that my parents birthed. And I was very hairy. And so I was unusual. I was different.
Okay.
And
you didn't fit the norm.
Yeah. And so I'm the youngest of 7 children. And I grew up in the YBI era.
What's YBI?
Young Boys Incorporated.
Oh. Young Boys Incorporated.
Yeah.
And you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, YBI Incorporated was a major heroin distribution ring in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh.
And so that was a part of the environment that I began to witness at a young age when the crack cocaine epidemic, freebasing actually. And so, I come from a town, Detroit, Michigan, the Motown Sound, the Motor City.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't grow up with blindfolds on my eyes. Okay. And I'm thankful and grateful for the Big D and the way they do it there. And so that was a part of my journey coming back to my mother and father's home here in South Carolina that my mother hated with every bit of her being in her, who recently transitioned over as an ancestor into the outer world. So she's with the heavenly bodies and she's watching her work in me being manifested. So I'm continuing to work with my ancestors.
Wow, that's powerful.
Step by step. So this is 15 years in the making.
15 years. Well, you got to tell us a whole lot more about this 15 years because that's a powerful story. But it's 7:32 for those of you who just joined us. We're going to take our first break and we will be back with Queen Sister Odoyemi. Did I get that right? Odoyemi. Yeah, Ashe.
Odoyemi.
Stay close.
Attention all talented teens ages 13 to 19. Are you ready to show the world what you've got? We're excited to announce the latest global virtual teen talent contest, where you win cash prizes and scholarships by performing your unique talent. Here's how to participate. 1. Record a 1-minute video of yourself performing your talent. 2. Upload the video, link in description or comments. 3. Submit your video by the deadline. We're looking for a wide range of talents, from singing and dancing to magic tricks and comedy skits. So whether you're a musician, an actor, or a chef, we want to see your unique talent. The top talents will be selected by a panel of judges and will be announced shortly after. So don't wait, start filming, and good luck.
That's from the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest. If you have youth between the ages of 13 and 19, send in a 1-minute video via YouTube. They're on YouTube channel, and they too can participate in the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest, win cash prizes and some more. And thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, and we are joined by Queen Sister Odoyemi. Step by step, what will you do when your back is against the wall? You have already told us, Queen Sister, some information that will encourage us and keep us in times of chaos and confusion, because your back was definitely against the wall. I have never heard such a story as this. Please continue. Please
And
continue.
so, that's my journey has been a step-by-step journey. So I came to Greenville, South Carolina, a place I never thought I would ever come to live.
Why?
And they say you come here on vacation and you leave on probation. So I decided to stay.
Oh my goodness.
So I decided to stay because they wanted me to leave. And so they were like, if you would leave, then we would not, we won't put you in prison or nothing like that. I said no. My aunt, who's deceased now, was a county council member. Basically said, you are crazy. So I said, I'm supposed to be here. And so fast forward 37 years later, here I am.
Wow.
And I've been fighting for justice for women who have been targeted for this great experiment in society. The influx of drugs, narcotics, heroin, and crack cocaine. For over 50 years since the Vietnam War. And how I know that so well is because my brothers served in two different branches of the military during the Vietnam. And I will never forget. I can tell my older brothers, I said, I know why my nerves are bad. Y'all traumatized me a long time ago. Oh, because I remember when they came and drafted, they did the draft. My mother put my brother was in Shrines of Black McDonald School. My mother tried to, keep him from going in. Yeah, my mother was heavy. So, I can't be nothing but the replication of her.
Right.
Very wise woman. She transitioned out of here May the 26th, 2023 at the age of 93 and a half years old.
At the age of what?
93 and a half years old.
Wow. She lived a good long life.
Yes, and we took very good care of her.
Oh, wow.
She is the ace of club.
So this ain't nothing new to Granny. See, I brought you here. I know a few things.
Oh, yeah. And so, I have to give honor where honor is due. There's been a lot of midwives, and spiritual fathers in my life along this path. And so I do consider myself walking with an anointing and a mantle on me. And so I have been able to not only build relationship in healthy and positive ways with the criminal justice system here, but many judges' mindsets have been changed because of the work and the way that I rehabilitated myself.
Really?
And see, this wasn't a part of it was a rehabilitation because in the process of this journey, my husband, he jumped out the ship on me. Well, I'll tell you what he did. He said, come to the edge. He said, jump in. I'll catch you. And he stepped back.
Oh.
And so that's what really tore my heart. Because I loved him with my soul. And I want to say to the sisters who may have their back up against the wall this morning, let your courage be your guide.
You better say that again, my sister. Say that again.
Intuition and discernment is not leading you wrong. I've done a lot of things here, and I'm so grateful that I took that risk.
Because what they say about the hanging fruit from the tree.
The low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
You've got to trust at some point when your back is against the wall, you got to trust that there is a power greater than yourself that knows exactly what you're going through. And all you have to do is have faith and trust
believe
And
that there
believe.
is a power greater than we are, who always have our back, because we're not perfect. No man on this earth no man is perfect.
Ever.
Go through our experiences because that's what they are. Experiences in life.
Right.
And without them, you cannot grow.
You cannot grow.
And you'll never be able to endure this earth school journey because there's another race that's running alongside of it that's called illusion.
Illusion. You better say that, girl. What you said.
But see, things can appear real good looking to you.
Yes.
Until
Yes.
you get off in it.
Yeah.
And then you be like, what? Let me back it up. Instead of backing that thing up, you better be backing up with that thing, like Monique say.
Okay.
That lollipop.
With that little thing.
Back up with it. You know, I'm so grateful and thankful for my mother's 7 sisters and gobs of double first cousins. Because at the kitchen table university, as Elder Kwame continued to remind us.
Yes.
Because that's what we learned in Detroit, Michigan at 9732 North Martindale. And, you know, they talked about those things and the power of the Panani. And
Yes,
see,
ma'am.
John sisters, they just been so traumatized. And, unfortunately, they didn't get the same type of upbringing and nurturing that we received because, nobody had time because, the great experiment. See, I'm going to stick with the great experiment because that's what targeted. It was intended for the black and brown only. Okay. But I like the way 19 Keys say. He said, the further you go back in history, the further you go black.
Ooh, say that. Oh, wow. I never heard that before, sister, mother. Please repeat that again.
The further you go back in history, the further you go black.
Explain that
because
to
we are the mothers and the co-creators with Most High.
Okay.
And everything became out of our womb. All races and nationalities of people. And if we could just meet on the bridge, as Maria said, my Yoruba priestess and my apprentice mentor, if we can just get on the bridge, we ain't got to talk about nothing. Just meet on the bridge.
Okay, just meet.
Okay, because until it's recognized, until it's accepted that this melanated skin type has been on this planet before any life other than the animals, we can't get on the bridge. And I mean, the truth have to be told. And yes, I'm speaking about the great experiment. And so this is where my journey has led me to the wisdom and knowledge on a higher level elevation. See, he don't give it to you all at once. He didn't give it to me all at once. That's what step by step comes from.
Yes. It's a
I mean, to tell you, my app has blown my mind.
That's a wonderful thing.
And like I have my energy cell right here where I'm at right now. And my chamber I go into. And that's where I'm recharged when I sit in stillness and in solitude. Meditating and downloading, washing out, doing my spiritual work, burning my fires. I have to keep fires and waters close to me.
Explain that process and why.
Well, so that I won't go dry. Because that's the energy. That's the transportation. That's how it transitions to me.
Say that.
So I have to be mindful of the words that I say out of my mouth.
Yes, ma'am.
And being in this justice fight, it's a political fight that we're on the quest for the restoration of our civil and human rights. And I believe that they're afraid to give us our civil and human rights back because we have been exposed to so much. I'm talking about the interventionists who went in to the enemy's camp and made it out of there, safe and sound and sane. And, was able to retain all of these different systems within this system working against us to oppress us. Because when I went to prison, wasn't nobody in there but black and brown. You might have had a couple of snow bunnies, but no, it was us.
Now it's overrun.
It was overrun with us. They put us on the bus with the men to transport us.
Mm-mm.
Oh, they were transporting out of here like with them great big old school buses.
That whole
they didn't give a damn if you was gay, straight, homosexual, or going through withdrawals. It's a slave movement, mass incarceration. And so that's the other step that opened up the door to the work that is being done. My first mentor told me I was crazy.
Oh.
I said, well, you go tell God that he crazy. Because
Oh.
I mean, it wasn't what I asked for, it's what evolved just by practicing that mindfulness.
Wow.
Because oh wow, I tell you this, I don't want to tell my book. I don't want to talk about the book yet. We'll be back for that.
Okay.
But there is a documentary, Bound for Freedom, Peace and Justice Collective. And so I'm just waiting on the board of directors to put their green stamp on it so that it can start being marketed.
Yes, ma'am. You definitely want to come back and talk about that.
So talking about step by step has supported 1,600 women in the 15 years. And we have a very high rate of success here working with women who've been formerly incarcerated. It is a painful journey, but pain is what makes us. And that's what draws us closer because we have to keep our flesh out the way. And that's one thing. Hold on.
That's a constant battle, step by step. It is not easy, but you have to trust and believe that your journey will be made possible, that you will be given the directions that you need, that you will, when you make one step forward, remember step by step. So when you make one step forward, the other step that you make will be the consciousness of the creator, whatever name, symbol you give it, that is moving with you and for you. And you have to know this. You can't be all willy-nilly with it. You have to know this for a fact. Because the powers that be don't want you to have that power that you were destined to have. And she just got disconnected, but I'm sure she'll come back in. But in the meantime, in between time, this is our opportunity to look at the challenges that we're having. Well, over the weekend, my challenge was not bean pie. Wasn't sweet potato pie, it was bean pie. I said, now if you eat this pie, you know there's not the whole pie, of course. I usually get one slice because that's how I became diabetic. Eating too much pie. So I said to myself, yeah, we do have these conversations. Y'all call me crazy. I don't care as long as you call me for dinner time. And I say to myself, okay, so if you eat this pie, what are the repercussions of it? Will you become a diabetic again? You don't want to be borderline, because borderline is you are, but you aren't. So if you're over 5, it was 5'7". I think they've now changed it to 5'6". No, 5'5". No, I got the numbers. They increased it because when I had it, it was 6 something, and now it's 7 something. So the numbers are getting higher. Well, what does that have to do with me? To show you how this world does not have your best interest at heart. That's why you need a step-by-step process of anything that you are doing. And yes, she is back with us because the powers that be gonna be sure that you get back here and finish what you had to say, despite what's going on up here in the ether.
Yeah, the interference.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
so this is a social justice site. Step by Step started out as a women's ministry to help the women who have been towed away to the penitentiary, their kids sent off, wherever, because they don't get an opportunity to make plans for the safety of their children and to make sure that they're going to be nurtured and loved while they're away. And that's how the state of South Carolina does it. Okay. And I think if we can have more dignity and integrity, in the way that we're doing things. In fact, we have learned that over 60% of the women that are incarcerated should never been incarcerated.
I believe that. I believe that.
How are you gonna punish a sick person? How can you expect a sick person to do well things?
You can't.
I know I didn't as much as I thought I was. You know what I'm saying? It was just not complete.
It can never be complete.
No. You can bring those parts back, and that's another thing I want to introduce, our supportive services. Step by Step is a holistic, culturally based Indigenous program today. So there has been a shift in many areas since COVID, and so our new paradigm on addressing the trauma. Okay, no longer we're not dealing with drugs no more. We're dealing with chemicals. We don't know what the heck they are. So let's work with the trauma, because when something happened to me on this level, I needed somebody to help me to make some sense, or at least put the pieces together. That's what happened to me. So that's my first question. 2 new intakes. What happened to you, sweetie? Because even though we may have similarities in our characteristics and experiences that we had gone through, but there's some difference in there. And that's usually those areas that really need to be addressed. And it's the trauma. So we have a rites of passage program by Sacred, Gogo, Ia, Kendra de Sangoma. And we have been doing a lot of understudying with her and through the village of Oyutunji, as well as getting more deeper into our Yoruba culture. Who am I? And what is the gifts and the medicines that I carry? Woman, heal thyself. Because we're healers. And so you need that type of each one teach one. But we want to make certain that what we're teaching is evidence-based and hey, it can be tracked all the way back. Like I said, the further you go back, the further you go back.
I love that. I never heard that expression before. I gotta write that.
There are so many parts that I would like to share, and I know that we can't put it all 15 years in 15 minutes.
Okay.
But I really appreciate you having us on. Step by Step has safe houses. 3 safe houses for women whose lives have been impacted by the criminal justice system, as well as we have a new safe house, 2 generation, 1 acre of land, 4 mothers and children under 9 years old whose lives have been justice impacted.
Oh. What were the ages of those children again?
Under 9. 9 and under.
9 and under. Wow.
So it's been so divine. The whole experience that I've had with Step by Step has been so divine. It really has. And you talking about a changed woman myself. Because I was angry. I'm a Scorpio. And I'm very,
So you got a birthday coming. Oh, no, it's gone.
Yeah, that's how fast this year went,
But belated happy birthday, born day. You're quite welcome. Are you October, baby?
November 7th.
November 7th. Oh, it just passed. Oh, okay. November 7th.
And so, in numerology, I'm a number 8. And so, I like things to be in order. And I also have a lot of empathy for people. And sometimes it can get me in trouble.
Yeah, it can. Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
My good old passionate self, because I always try to see the good in every situation. Because we're all here on a learning experience.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know that, the Quran, as well as the Apocrypha, as well as the King James Version of the Bible, tells the elder women that we are supposed to teach the younger women. And I know the elder women taught me. They called me old folk coming up on North Martindale in Detroit, Michigan. Because I sat up under the older, wiser women, the old folks, and a lot of Jews, because I grew up in a Jewish community. And so, I'm just passing along what I can't take with me. And I don't mind. Because a lot of my knowledge that I have, I didn't read about it in the book. It was self-taught and taught to me. It was the way I was raised. I was nurtured and brought up into. My mother is Cherokee.
Oh.
And her whole family are Cherokee. Yeah. And on the other orange side, her mama's side is Yoruba and Cherokee. So it's all over me. It's over us. It's all over us.
Mm-hmm.
And so we know who we are. We know the medicines and traditions and values of our lineage. And we just continue to, build upon that. And I'm an outreach person. So are my brothers and sisters. And so we don't meet strangers.
I've never heard anyone say that.
Yeah, we don't meet strangers. If you crossed our paths, it's for the medicine that we carry.
I love that. If you crossed our paths, it's for the medicine. Okay. Okay. That's a new one. Had never quite heard it expressed that way yet, but I like that. It's different.
I'm very grateful and thankful, Zelda, just to be here this morning. That meditation was right on time.
Oh, wow.
That's my way of praising in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
With my body parts stretching and open it up. So spirit can flow freely.
Yes, ma'am.
And in me,
Yes, ma'am.
To start me on my day.
Yes.
I'm a little different from a lot of people. Like I said, I'm a spectacle, and I know I'm supposed to be a spectacle.
It's okay.
If I'm going to claim to be his, then I am.
Okay.
That I am.
I am that I am. Better say that.
So it's going to look mysterious to other people because it's coming from a whole different level of energy.
Mm-hmm. And many of us have not connected with that energy because we're too busy connected to the energy of the world.
The illusion.
The illusion, yes, ma'am. And the illusion runs 24/7.
And it's running faster now than it ever has because it's running out.
Yes. Yes. Speak about that.
I blessed step by step with 1 acre of land.
For
these children to be closest, you can't get no closer than nature.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Because this is the next generation.
Yes.
The moms, as long as they're willing to participate and heal to their, because it's up to the individual. The depth of their healing that they're willing to, uncover. Yeah. So that they can discard of what has already served its purpose, good, bad, or indifferent. It happened. But
because you've got to be ready for it. What's the saying? When the student is ready, the teacher will
appear.
That has never been true. Words have never been spoken. And I first heard that, I didn't understand it. It's like, excuse me, as Granny used to say, baby, just keep living. It'll come to you.
And I'm a person that's been in long-term recovery. And I learned how to keep it simple, stupid. And just keep it real clear and simple. And, and we just have to love them as they go through until they get better and they learn to love themselves. And that's what we're here to do.
Because it's the
Crowns of Isis is like the headline for Step by Step, because we're bringing in new transformative change, going back to what we know is a solution to today's modality with the folk who are being targeted by the great experiment. These young people don't have a clue because they have no experience.
None.
They don't have no knowledge and no experience. They don't have a clue. All they know is what this illusion have allowed them to get themselves trapped up in because it looked so good. And they already looking for some validation. But our job as women, as Yoruba women, Cherokee women, the medicine women, is to grab these women and love them and nurture them. And we got to tell them the right thing because they are grown women now.
Ma'am.
They GAWs.
Yes, ma'am.
But to love them through it.
A GAW.
Grown ass women. They have bleeding time and all that kind of stuff. So, we're going to love that little girl inside of you. We're going to love the heck out of her. We're going to love all the hell out of her, all the trauma out of her. We're going to crush that grape so we can get that new wine.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah,
I needed that.
New wine.
That was funny. Oh, I hope you those of you who are listening on our Facebook and YouTube channel and Podbean and Apple, Spotify and all that, just type in what city, state, or country you're watching from and what you enjoy the most.
Step by Step Reentry Project is the website. We do have Instagram, Facebook. We're always open for new allies and partnerships.
Okay.
Supporters, because it takes a village to raise a nation. And this has, Step by Step has built a nation and is growing. Of women, of families, because many families have been reunified as a result of Step by Step. So that's why I know the anointing of the Most High God, Mayat. From day one, it's like he told me, you don't have to tell everybody, they'll know. Right.
I would like to pull up your as we go to break here. It's 8:03. We're a few minutes behind. Is it Step by Step TV show?
SBS reentryproject.org.
Okay, that's excuse me. That's
SBS, like Step by Step. Reentryproject.org. That's the website.
I'm going to pull that up while we take our first entry. SBS
Reentry Project.
Project. That's the word I forgot. Project.org. And I'm going to pull that up. And I must have typed in something wrong because it didn't come up. So let us take our next
SBS Hope Project. It's SBS.
Text that to me while we go to commercial break. We'll be right back.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Looking for your phone.
Who lives on your phone?
Remain active, healthy, alert, and vibrant. Our bodies are made up of cells that are constantly rejuvenating. So if we take proper care of ourselves, we can literally defy aging. Join us every Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. to learn about self.
I'm playing commercials.
Jonathan,
Okay.
Female Solution Blog Talk Radio Show. Learn how to help your body and yourself feel rejuvenated each day through proper nutrition, sleep, frequency medicine, and many unconventional methods of self-care. I'm Jody Susan. Join me and my amazing guests by calling in at 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak. We'll help you achieve a breakthrough in your health today. Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Life transcends culture, religion, ideologies, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shinsu King of HWPL Chicago Branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com. Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with those of speak for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, the Female Solution, Monday, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit zeldaspeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moments with us today. Stay on purpose, stay empowered. Stay tuned to the next session of Mindfulness on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
And thank you for joining us back here on the Female Solution and the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19 and 24/7 on the World Wide Web. And speaking of the World Wide Web, on the screen, you will see the step-by-step reentry program. Please tell me I pulled up the right one.
You did, Zelda, and that it's just divine. I tell you, I think I had told the Crowns that this morning, how I just see, movement and divine movement just happen. That video right there would be powerful. If you could, can you play that?
I most certainly can. I needed your permission before I do that. So
yes, ma'am.
Here we go.
I am Angela Herx, founder and CEO of Step by Step Ministry Hope Project, a women's reentry program for formerly incarcerated women in homelessness. Step by Step was created in 2009. We became a 501c3 in 2010 and have been assisting women in our community since that time. You know what the most difficult thing about going to prison is? Coming home, learning how to live in society again, trying to find a job, rebuilding the broken trust, finding housing and transportation, finding that person who will give you a second chance. That's what we do here at Step by Step. We provide folks with a second chance, help finding employment, housing, teaching folks how to live in society again, how to shop, how to cook, and even how to sleep. Step by Step is the how-to place for those returning to the world that we are so familiar and comfortable with. Our track record today is 80% employment, 40% sober living, 20% family reunification, 10% permanent housing. It's your face. Our mission is to get women off of an unhealthy path into a healthy path and onto a permanent home. We provide services of
Oh, they don't leave
parenting
me no damn thing
classes,
about it.
leadership development,
Okay.
financial wellness and
So let me-
stabilization. We have
Yeah,
a
say no
food
about it.
pantry, clothing pantry.
You ain't doing that.
We donate a lot
God
of our
protect
goods
you.
back into the community
It just has shook you
to
bit.
men and
I hope
women
you
and
stop.
families who are in need of
Go ahead and get
starting
yourself
over
good.
again for whatever reason or the other.
Step by step ministry hope project. Learn more at stepbystephopeproject.org. That was powerful, my sister. Oh, I am so very grateful to have been able to access this information because people need to know about this. Now, I am going to go back so that people can see. But let me say this before I forget. I've been sitting here trying to wreck my brain for the last 30 minutes, trying to figure out where I know you from. I don't. I know you, I know your spirit, but your physical body. I was trying to see your face, and I was like, she looks like somebody I know. I have a bid whist partner named Tiny. Her real name, I don't even know her real name.
You know Ann Woodson.
I have a tendency.
Detroit, big Wiz player, been around.
I remember
That's my sister's best friend. Doris Marie Madison was my sister, my older sister. They was best friends. They would be in Chicago everywhere playing big Wiz and still doing it.
Oh wow, where does she? What side of town does she play? In who?
Well, she lives in she lives in Michigan, but she lives in a suburban area now. She's no longer in the immediate Detroit.
Oh, okay. Like
area, but they still travel.
Like
I think it's Westland. Westland.
No, never haven't heard of that one, but that doesn't mean that I don't.
But that don't mean she don't know you either, because they ain't been around.
Yeah.
Your sisters, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said I was taught by the best.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful and thankful. And taught how to be a lady, which my mother wouldn't have it no other way. And
see,
we already knew better.
We come from a time when that was mandatory. It's not.
You had no choices.
Yes. None whatsoever. If you
and
want
so this is the womb healing that we're providing for the women and getting them into that changing woman and their rites of passage, going back to redo that. And if you, I don't know if you listen to Queen of Afua.
Yes.
Okay. Sacred rites of passage.
Yes, ma'am.
It's so important. And many of our young sisters under us, from these different generations and centuries, before they popped up on us. So that's what we was being prepared for. This is what we was being prepared to do.
Okay.
Midwifing,
Yes, Naima. Yeah.
Because all of that tradition, that chain was broken, that natural chain. Nature put all of these things in place long. Like I said, the further you go back, the further you go black.
Okay.
So, we're ascending. We're being elevated. We're not that far away from becoming ancestors. My mom and my aunt and them, they lived like 9,800 and something, all that. Okay. So be it. But this is where I'm at today. This is where I have been groomed and nurtured and guided and prepared by my aunt. That's the feminine as well as the masculine side of the great creator for this work. And then, looking at the tribe, I wish I had my tribe where you could see them. They on here because they texted me left and right over here.
Okay.
But we will meet again, and we probably will meet face to face.
Oh, yes,
this
ma'am.
Is not going to be our last. This is just the initial engagement.
Okay.
And I'm grateful and thankful for my elder, shaman, wizard, Kwame
Sunhood.
Yes.
And if he is listening this morning, he knows that the switchboard is down, but he has my cell phone number, so he can call in and comment if he'd like. And for those who do not have my cell phone, you can still call in as soon as I pull up the number here, because I never use it except to get messages off. So I don't even know the number. I know
the
it's
383 number.
Yeah.
It must be the one I had that you don't never answer.
Well, because it's always it's always okay. So if you want to call in, you can call in at 312-383-9749. You got my cell phone number. I made the mistake of putting my cell phone number out one time, and I said I will never do that again.
I bet.
Because you get calls.
You have to turn it off at a certain time or you never get rest.
But
I would like to, if she would, Sangoma. Yeah, if you would call in.
Oh, okay.
She is the facilitator and director, creator of the Crowns of Isis.
Oh, please put her on. Yeah, have her call. I got the phone right here in my hand, waiting on you to call. Yes, we are, and we will be joined at 8:30 by the executive producer Naima Latif, and then we also do an after show. So I don't know if I know you have to leave at 9, but for those who want to call in, you can do so. 312-383-9749. And for those who after the show, if I will be posting information on what you can expect as well. Let me pull up, and you can get all the information from any of the shows on my blog, which is zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. So when you see that, you will know that's the blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com, and that's today's show. So I always have resources after the show, and as you can see, that's Zoe Ma, who's starting next week. Replacing Jody Susan, who goes to 4 o'clock. So I just wanted to share that with you. And okay, I'm getting the ring. You see, I don't even know how to answer the phone. That's a shame. Okay, I hope I didn't just. Oh, there it is. Hey, all right. Now swipe up because this is a new phone. Bear with me, caller. Grand Rising. Who is this? And what's your name? Where you calling from? Denise Jones. Denise. You breaking up, Denise. If this is the Denise Jones I know, then you, because I do know. Does this Denise live in Chicago or another place? Odoyemi, I'm sorry. I can't hear you. You just muted yourself or something. You're muted.
Yeah, I'm unmuting.
Is she? Because I know a Denise Jones.
She said that she can. She's on a 9 o'clock Zoom, but she's hopeful that there will be another opportunity.
Oh, there will definitely be another opportunity. There will be opportunity.
Yeah. So I'm very grateful. I am. Like I said, to Elder Kwame Sunhorse, as well as to you, Zelda, because we need this platform to amplify our voices.
You got this platform. Oh, there's Denise. Yep, there she is. She's calling on my phone. I thought that was Denise. Denise, girl, how you doing?
Yes, and listen, that is me. Something going on with that other phone.
I know. I need to, that's why I keep it turned off, because I only take text on that phone. So go right ahead, my sister. Thank you so much for calling in this morning. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Enjoying the call, enjoying it, listening. I made a comment to having your back up against the wall. I keep it turned off, because I only take text on it. Thank you so much for calling in this morning. We appreciate you.
Denise, we got a little feedback. What's going on there?
Absolutely. I've been on this hole and listening to everything, sounding good, and I made a comment about having your back up against the wall, and you know how well I know about having that back up against the wall, right?
Oh yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So absolutely. Also, I'm enjoying the sister that you have on. I love to connect with her also.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, Shay.
So, well, that's a done deal.
So you probably have to give her a little update about who I am and where I come from.
Well, why don't you tell us why we have you on the phone? I know who you are, but they don't know who you are.
Tell us. We would like to know.
She can hear you. She can hear you. This is a powerful sister. Yeah, you all were supposed to connect.
All right. Go ahead. What you finna say, Zella?
I want the audience to know what I already know. I know you're a powerful sister. I know the difference you're making in the community, but I need the world to know. So please.
Yeah, we want to know.
I listen. Every now and then I'll pop in, and it seems like every time I pop in, it's always at the right time.
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I'm always catching the right things and the right moments. So I'd appreciate this conversation this morning with you, and also sharing your program, your reentry program. And I'm currently working on setting up my program also with the reentry program piece of it, right? And especially by me being formerly incarcerated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So faced with 60 years in prison, strong arm robbery, you name it, I've done it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I written this book titled "Who Said It Couldn't Be Done." So the majority of my time, I'm spending time going around to different prisons, talking about transformation and hope, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you and I can probably, connect.
Yes.
Kind of bounce back and share some things off each other. Not only is the story about me, it's about my mom and my sister, because we all was incarcerated.
Generation.
We all went from pimps, players, hustlers, gangsters, right? Prostitutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's an amazing story of transformation. So, Zelda has interviewed us on her show quite a few times, helping us keeping the story alive. So this morning was certainly timely to be listening to.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And thank you so much for calling in and sharing, because this is a powerful sister. When you hear there's a book, there's a couple of books. So her mom just came out with a book. There's a play. She's also a client at the DuSable Museum here in Chicago, Off the Chain. The house was packed. You talk about ministry. You two sisters were destined to meet.
Absolutely.
Because there's something going on worldwide.
Yeah, this is the world, the overground railroad.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what Kwame say. This is the overground railroad. Because see, we got technologies, we got other ways of connecting today instantaneously.
Yes, ma'am.
And we need to continue to amplify our message.
Absolutely.
So that it can reach the masses over and beyond. Go to Europe and all these other places. Because you know what? They need to start getting their dollars together.
Yes, ma'am.
They got to give it up.
Yes, ma'am.
They owe.
Absolutely. That's why I say, God always have things timely, right? And like
divinely.
I'm going live, and sometimes I'm able to catch it, but I'm always catching it at the right time.
I say.
Right time,
but
right
he's an on-time God, honey. He sees everything. He don't miss nothing. He don't go to sleep. He don't sleep. He don't slumber. He tell us to rest.
Don't have to.
He handle the business for us.
Thank you.
And we've been in this fight and this struggle
I hope
for
that
50 years.
we can connect real soon. I hope we can connect real soon.
You will.
Oh, yeah.
And my number, just so you can have it, is
Denise,
you get my number and
out over the air. I don't think you want to do that, do you?
Yeah, we don't want to do it over the air.
You said she wants to give hers out over the air.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. Been there, done that. Trust me. I will give her your number. Unless this is a number where they can call in and leave a message.
We will.
Yeah, I will connect you.
Because I tell you, I learned the hard way.
Yeah, don't do that.
These 25 years being in human services.
Yeah.
And I turn my phone off at 6 o'clock. I'm sleeping.
Thank you.
8.
But me calling me 8, 9, 10 o'clock. I'm in the bed because I'm up at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes 2:30.
Right. Get your
and my days are 14 to 16 hours.
Thank you.
And
you got work to do. We got
my mom done transitioned, so I don't have to have my phone on or afraid to turn it off. And that has, that's been a long journey. I lost my son to a fatal car wreck last year.
Oh.
My only son. And this particular project is named for him, Cole's Carriage House.
Oh my goodness.
On this 3-wheeler what is it called? Polaris slingshot. We want to talk about that too. That's another part of the great experiment. Because remember, go-karts and mini bikes is something that they used to really, and when we made them in the hood, then they start making them better. And then every time they come out with a new era with some new drugs, they come up with these kind of mechanics, equipments that they're very unsafe.
Oh.
Because they know it's going to attract our boys.
Oh.
I see women here in South Carolina. My son lived in Georgia, Gwinnett County. This happened in Cobb County. He just left his friend's house out of subdivision, made a right turn, and the woman said she ain't never saw nothing like it.
Oh my God.
Are you saying that they made slingshot guns?
Slingshot, they 3-wheel recreational vehicles. They shouldn't be on the road. I'm sure y'all seeing them up there on the highways and shit.
Hey, I know what you're speaking of, yes.
They're very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Oh,
wow.
Wow, sorry to hear that.
They have a lot of safety violations, and it's been a lot. It's been quite a few deaths. So,
wow.
Us mothers are against them. And so right now, we just got to just keep trying to persevere and continue to mention this thing.
Wow.
Because our youth are being trapped off to purchase this. The drug boys, the corner boys, the gang bangers are the ones that just say, hey, that's hot. Everybody else a trend.
Right.
That's how they're killing off this generation. They're not just only the chemicals out here. You got stuff like this. You got the 9mm. Now you got the dang on white kids got the automatic assault rifle.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, come on. America's the most violent damn country you could live in.
It is.
The war is right here.
Yes, it is. It has always been here. Has always been here.
That's why I say they can go and save other countries and build up other countries, but you can't do it right here in your own.
But you know what? They ain't saving no country. We got the strongest military. They owe every country, so they have to show up.
Right.
Because if they don't protect this country, they're gonna lose it all. Because America got plenty of money.
Sure does.
But they borrowed out. They lent instead of. They was the borrowers instead of the lenders.
Right.
That's what happened. Yeah. Agreed. We're going to save our money and use yours. Y'all never heard. Remember that back in the day? You don't take your money. You borrow money and you use that money.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That don't work no more. That ain't, Now they ass in debt.
Yeah.
And all of the other under the table deals they done made with these folks and all these good promises they done gave them.
Mm-hmm.
It's called collect. It's time to collect.
It's time to collect.
Yeah. And so what's happening, they in a lot of negotiations up there. So they couldn't have sent Trump to the table. Y'all see what he did. So they had to get Biden. But Biden on his way out of here.
Okay.
He's gonna start playing with his lips in a minute. He already doing the shuffle. My point though is our prayer. When we go into sweat lodges and doing rituals and things like that, and dismantle this system.
Yeah.
We done tried to break them down by policy changing, lobbying. We done did the protesting and the marching. Black Lives Matters put the icing on the cake, so we don't need to do no more of that.
Right.
We need to continue to push the story, the truth. Okay? The further you go back in history, the further you go black.
The further you go black. You just said a mouthful, my sister. It's 8:30. If you just joined in, you are listening to The Female Solution, and my guest today is Queen Sister bringing it home, Sister Odoyemi. Did I say that right? Odoyemi.
Like that. Odoyemi.
Odoyemi. And I should remember that because
and what it means is that because my people were great fishermen. I mean, they brought you live fish. What you asked for, you got. They went out there and got it. because my people have always lived by the rivers and the oceans.
Mm.
And so it
And
means
now,
that the rivers and the oceans take care of me.
mm-hmm, go with the flow. That's what that water is about.
I'm just so grateful to all the elders that, and the healers and the astrologers and the obas and chiefs and who have taught me how to work with my frequency.
Say that. Not everybody has that available to them.
Well, my God shall supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory through Yeshua, my brother.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so, they can keep on with the Jesus. Sometimes I slip out and say it too, but I know that ain't his name.
It's all programming, and we all.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So now we in the brainwashing phase. We learning all the, we learn about who we are, and it's like we learn about our people, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
And it has made me angry. I have to admit the truth. I feel it deep down.
Yes, you do.
But, the frequency, because I am a warrior.
Let us take our last break with the warrior here. Step by step, what would you do when your back is against the wall? Well, she has the answers, Queen Sister Odoyemi, and we'll be right back. So stay close.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solutions Global Radio TV show. We are a part of the online network of Associated Internet Radio hosts, On Air. On Air empowers you with transformative news and interactive radio TV shows. This is such a wonderful time to be alive and to see our human family coming together as one community as a result of that powerful tool, the internet. We can now talk directly to each other all over the world. There's no need for conflict or misunderstanding. There's no need for violence to solve our differences. We can talk to each other face to face until we reach an agreement. On Air offers a fantastic global guide to communicators from all over the world who are using their internet platforms to inspire us to strive to be our best selves in order to become the kind, compassionate, loving people we were all born to be. Once we do that, we'll see planet Earth transformed into a place of peace. Subscribe to the recommended YouTube channels, Facebook pages, and podcasts created by these Voices of Enlightenment. On Air provides daily news briefs and a weekly magazine to keep you abreast of events and opportunities. On Air news affiliates in television, radio, and print share information, insights, and interviews with notable personalities. Go to OnAirEverywhere.com for a daily dose of uplifting news. We're on air everywhere, online all the time.
Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing.
Family, job, relationship. Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the healing process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hurry. Just down-to-earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money.
I'm going to disconnect here and get back on the computer.
Okay.
Mindfulness.com or call 212-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's Mindfulness.com or 312-409-6619.
Continue watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network.
I'm Brandon. I'm and you're watching the Face to Bad podcast training on the Higher Learning Network. Oh, yeah!
And that is our podcast training session from the Betty Shabazz International Charter School. We do podcast training there every Wednesday. And this coming Wednesday is our last Wednesday, so we'll be celebrating that. So thank you so much for celebrating with us and celebrating our children, because if we don't teach them, who will?
We don't want them teaching them.
Oh, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No, sir.
So you need to go to this website right here, sbsreentryproject.org, and you will see the face. I just love this. Every day I'm hustling. I saw that and I almost fell out. Tiny. Mildred Acorn is her name. She lives in Gary, Indiana. Mildred Acorn. We call her Tiny. And you look just like, I can't wait to tell it, to show her this movie. But I just had to say that. If you want to make some comments, please feel free to do that on our YouTube or Facebook channel. Jody Susan, our Tuesday host, says, well said. Vieta Robinson, my sister from another mister, says, thoroughly enjoying you, sisters from Orlando, Florida. Yay! Thank you, Vieta, for sending some sun. I haven't had any all morning. You know, it's usually blinding me in the morning. So thank you. Keep that sun coming, girl. Keep blowing it. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. And we have a comment here from a LinkedIn user. Love the step-by-step video. Thank you, LinkedIn user, whoever you are. And for those of you who are watching, feel free to type in where you're calling from, where you're watching it. Now, I've got some hands raised on the switchboard, on the Blog Talk switchboard, but you need to know that the switchboard open. Let's see if I can open it and see. 31263. No, I can't. I can open it, but I can't hear you. Can you say something? No.
Is that me?
Oh, I do hear him. I can hear him through
That's Elder Kwame.
No, that's not Kwame. That's Nelson Bake. Go ahead, Nelson. Thank you for calling in this morning.
Yes, this Department of Peace, which does percentage, suggested we used to, should have the same budget as the so-called United States Department of Defense has. You know? And because, see, the human brain cannot process a negative. The Department of Defense used to be called the Department of War.
Oh.
See?
I didn't know that.
Instead of war, it's peace. And so that should be the focus. That should be the positive budget, the big, huge budget of the military should be transmuted into what that presidential candidate in California,
Nelson.
yes.
Okay. I just want to say thank you for that comment, and thank you for those.
Okay, the water might be off over there because they got a repair over there somewhere in that area.
Nope, not pumpkin pie. Bean pies. Lord have mercy. They're so good. They stuck in my membranes. I can't even remember how to say it. Thank you so very, very much for that. We are being joined by our executive producer, Naima Latif.
See what's on the first floor. I left them a couple pairs of trousers from my presidential wardrobe.
Nope, I didn't see that, so I'll have to go back down. But thank you so much for calling and for sharing that.
Thank you so very much.
And thank you. As we say, thank us. Thank you so very much. And we're joined by executive producer of the Female Solution. And you all had to meet before you leave, because this is not Emma Latif, who's responsible for us having this platform so that we can continue to share the good works to the world.
Yes. Well, I certainly want to greet my dear sister,
Odoyemi.
Yes, Odoyemi.
Odoyemi.
Esuyemi. Greetings to you, my sister. It's such a pleasure to hear your wisdom. And we are grateful that you're sharing with us today. There's such a need for more wise women. There's a need for us to create the balance in our society with the female energy and the experiences that we have had in overcoming. There's a lot that all of us go through in life, and you could either get beat down or you could rise up. What is that saying? The difference between a stumbling block and a stepping stone is how high you step. So you have this demonstrated what it means to step up and use those stumbling blocks as stepping stones. And we want more, especially young women who are going through challenges in life, to see that everything you experience is ultimately for your betterment. It's to give you wisdom, it's to give you understanding, it's to give you knowledge, and it's to give you strength. So thank you for being that example of a strong woman.
That she is. When you've been through it like she's been through it, you don't have a chance but to come out on the better side.
Absolutely. Yes. And you know, a lot of times we can become bitter. And this is what we have to guard against. Holding on to anger because of things people have done or things people have said or obstacles we feel like people have put in our path. But if you hold on to it, then you stay in the energy of that experience. You stay in the depression. You stay in the hopelessness. So you have to come out of the anger about it in order to progress to the
To bear the fruit.
empowerment, to bear the fruit. Absolutely. And that's what we have to learn how to do. Holding on to anger doesn't strengthen you, it weakens you.
That's resentment, drinking the poison, expecting for the other person to die.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm very grateful to meet you as well, Naima.
Naima. Yes.
Naima is who I had spoken to, I think.
Yes.
Tonight. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, ladies, I am very honored and overjoyed because I like meeting like-minded women as myself. We are definitely on a path of bringing about a new earth of love, peace, justice, and harmony, where we all can be on the bridge together. We don't even have to talk to each other. Just get on the bridge. Just get on the bridge.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the universe is doing what it's doing, you know, and, you know, we had been something long time ago what to do, and it never changed, and that's to take care of this earth.
That's right.
And elderly women teach the younger women.
Yeah. And we need to take a younger woman under our wing, or many of them, you know, they are looking for mother figures. They're looking for women who can give them guidance because they're making a lot of errors just based on no guidance. Nobody who can share with them the journey that they've been through and how they've overcome. So
Exactly. Helping them to put those pieces together so that they can see like what really happened to me.
Yes.
You know what? Because you say what happened, they say, I don't know.
I don't know what happened, but here I am.
And then they'll go back and say, well, my mother. Or incest in the home.
And
my grandparents had to raise me, but my uncles was molesting me.
Yeah. For too many women I've met.
Now what we saying is all this birthing of homosexuality, which I'm not against LGBTQ, you know, the human person. But this is breeding in our communities the most. To see our young black girls, our black and brown daughters, dressing like boys and believing that they want another girl. And these are babies. How you know you want that?
Well, when you cannot trust the opposite sex because they have violated.
They've been violated.
And
Trauma.
you're seeking love
That's the trauma.
of a human being. What else is going to manifest?
I mean, you are, you know, your environment. So, you know, it's the sick tree syndrome, just like in the white bison whale rioting movement. You know, stop taking the sick trees out the sick environment and go treat them.
Yeah.
And then put them right back in the forest with some more sick trees.
Yeah.
What you think you can get out of that?
Right.
Sick tree.
You got to get out of the sick environment. And
Yeah, so the entire community needs healing.
Yeah.
And I would like to take this opportunity to, because I have mentioned Crowns of Isis quite a few times during this presentation, to bring you all in so that you can connect with us. We have chapters in Gainesville, Georgia, Asheville, North Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, the village of Oyotunji. We need one in Chicago because there is a village in Chicago.
The village is here.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a village there. And so that's how this movement has been shaped divinely. And, you know, the wisdom keepers, you know, are coming forth. Women. We work out of the 13 original clan mother book. By Jamie Sands.
Good.
It's powerful.
Yes.
So I would like to introduce you all. Mother Sangoma, Grandmother Sangoma is on another podcast at 9:00. And so she will be connecting.
Okay.
And we'll let, you know, if you all will give her the grace of, you know, because that is what she created. That's the rites of passage, sacred rites of passage.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
And so great, you know, being grateful and thankful for, you know, these spiritual midwives and healers.
I like
spiritual midwives.
Yes.
I'm taking notes all the time you talking. So when you see me looking out, don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm taking notes. I'm old school.
Pen and paper.
Yeah.
See, because we know of the connection with pen and paper.
That's right.
There's a synchronicity from the brain to the tips to the paper. And all of that is cut out with this. That's why you got to put this down
in
a minute. And
you and Sangoma are going to really go well together because she's a theater arts major from Shaw University. She graduated. And, you know, she's 68 years old and she believes in the paper and she can draw. I'm telling you, this lady is so gifted.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, it's just amazing. It's too much content to even, you know, attempt to tell her story. So I'll let her come in and be a guest and introduce you all to her as well as to our social activism, as well as the Crown.
Doing it now?
No, she's gonna have to do another show with you. She was on listening on the talk.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah.
But then she had to hop off for 9:00.
Okay, what's her name again?
Her name is Kindred of Sangoma. Sangoma Oyodoye. SANGOMA. And her last name is OLUDOYE. Oyodoye.
Sangoma Oyodoye. All right.
And, you know, Ia in Yoruba is grandmother. So, you know, Ia the Babas and shamans, you know.
Okay.
We have to really educate our people because they have been so deceived and programmed with all this nonsense.
Okay, Baba Kwame Sunhorse says he's online, but I have him here on my speaker phone because I would prefer to use that because I can't hear that well on the.
You want me to open you know what? Oh, I don't know if I open up because
it worked with Dre. Let's see, Baba Kwame on the switchboard or on the cell phone. Which one are you on? I know you're on the cell phone. Okay, well let's do the cell phone because I can put that right here next to the speaker. So go ahead, Baba Kwame. Baba Kwame Sunhorse is the elder who introduced me to this powerful sister. Now it takes one to know one. Well, I am very grateful for this elder because he is just a wealth of information. I wish I could just I know I just need to sit at his feet, but I would just love to be in his head for just like 5 minutes. That's all I need, 5 minutes. But in the meantime, in between time, you go ahead and spit that wisdom Baba Kwame, like you always do. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness.
Assalamu alaikum and greetings to you, Zelda, and to Angela. You know, it's powerful to hear, you know, this, and I was awakened by an old friend, female. And it's all in divine order because it's the divine feminine and the sacred masculine in this new age that we call Aquarius. And it's through the woman that we are now rebirthing, because in the symbol of Aquarius is the water bearer, and the woman bears the water before there's a new birth.
Yes.
So with the conception of what Naima did when she conceived Female Solutions, when you joined her, and with what Angela is doing with the women that have been incarcerated and have been in drug treatment, and making these possibilities for the next 7 generations, is how you women are seeing our life to be changed, because this is the age of change. And what we're doing is that in us as males, we're to provide, to protect, and to profess. You have all the possibilities because you create life with the help of a male. The part that we have to do is that we have to be there to provide and protect what is to be nurtured through you and I and the Creator. And so this is what I see in creating, you know, you there in Chicago, she's in South Carolina, I'm in Georgia. We have to create these oases because we're on what was called, Spirit gave me to call it the overground railroad, because over us is the Milky Way, the galaxy that the planet lives in. And so what we're having to do in this new age in our galaxy is that we have to create the spaces, because the forest is the first community, and we have to create the spaces of oasis, because we're now being put in places that are urban. You're banned from your mother, and we're orphanizing our people. What we're having to do is create our ancestor spirit in service, and that's in nature, and that's the female energy. And so it's most conducive to our existence that the female guides and produce the things in which we're needing to make our lives as human beings better. And this is not their creation of race, it's the human beings and becoming the God self on this planet.
Yes, that's our mission, to evolve, to return to what we are, the expression of God here on earth. That's who we are.
Honored to be a part of that mission.
Yeah, we are the gods and goddesses, you know, because he is creator.
Yes.
And he has many names. I choose to call him God because I'm dealing with both sides, the feminine and the masculine.
Absolutely.
And, you know, with Gaia, you know, my focus got to stay on her, this earth, and all the seeds, you know, these children. But like I said, it's step by step, because he don't give it to you all at once.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you're talking about a sense of humor and a maze. Yeah.
Yes. God has a sense of humor.
Definitely. So my favorite book of the Bible is the Book of Solomon. And I said, okay, so you playing with me like you did Solomon in his garden.
Yeah.
You know, he kept playing peekaboo with it.
Yeah. You know, one thing Solomon did was y'all respect. He asked for wisdom. And if you have that, then you are able to make good decisions, because you know that you're going to be affecting lives with your decisions.
You can follow the mind of the Holy Spirit when you have wisdom.
Yes. And all of us,
you know, being able to identify your voice over the Holy Spirit's voice, over the enemy of your soul's voice, you know, it takes a whole lot of practice and time.
Yeah.
Let's get one more call before you go. It's 8:55. We got
the wisdom is the principal thing.
Yes.
872-731. You're live on the Female Solution. What's your name? Where you calling from? And what's your comment? Unmute yourself. Rashida, Grand Rising, sister.
Yes.
What's your comment?
If it's possible that you all, somebody in your team, you give me Mama AZ's telephone number, because I lost all my contacts.
Can you send that to her, Naima?
Yes, I'll do that.
Okay, we'll do that. Did you have a question or comment for our Queen Sister Odoyemi?
What you talking about?
Okay, well, we are about to end the show. Thank you so much for calling in. We will definitely get the information to you for Mama AZ. Let's try to get this last call. 312-882. You got about 30 seconds. Hi, who's this? Where you calling from? Unmute yourself. Okay, then it is time for us to move forward. It's 8:57, and we are closing out the show. Final comments, Sister Odoyemi.
Well, I just say peace and love to all of our brothers and sisters and listeners in the Blog Talk world. Today, stay mindful, take your time, most importantly, and just stay conscious.
And stay conscious. And stay in tune with this young woman, because this is information that you can share. sbsreentryproject.org. I will post the information on my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. So if you didn't get it, don't worry about it.
Well, is this recorded? Can we get a copy of it?
All you have to do is go to YouTube and type in Higher Learning TV.
Oh, okay, cool.
Put it up right there.
Well, yeah, we're looking forward to, and
I'll send you the
space, holding the space with you ladies and continue with the advocacy of justice.
Yes, ma'am. As a matter of
fact, for these women, including myself.
You need to be on at least once a month, because this is an urgent situation. This is not all nilly.
It's diabolical, I'm telling you, because at this point, when you got felonies on your criminal background, you can't even pass the application process.
You can't do nothing.
To get housing.
You get nothing. You can't do nothing.
Getting food stamps. Now they deciding, after we've been yelling for how many years, y'all? I know my oldest child is 43.
Okay.
Give the food stamps to the working mothers.
Thank you.
They wouldn't give us nothing. Intimidate us.
Thank you. If anything.
And now they say, we're going to get the food stamps to the working people. So now the crime rate going up, because the people that's viewed and conditioned to depend on this, now they want to steal from us. And we ain't got nothing. That's just crazy. So, we continue. We do sweat lodges once a month. Here with the beneficiaries, I let the ladies step by step. But we also have the sweat lodges available, open for us who are more seasoned into the spiritual conscious Yoruba, as well as our Native American traditions. And Elder Kwame does preside over those sweat lodges.
And they can reach you at sbsreentryproject.org. Thank you, Queen Sister. Thank you. Thank us for being here.
Thank us.
Kwame Sunhorse for introducing us. And I will be with you this afternoon. I'll contact you this afternoon. As a matter of fact, I'll just send you the text.
Please.
So Blog Talk is cutting off. Press 1 right now. If you want to can stay at the after show. Press 1 right now, as we continue with the after show with our executive producer, Naima Latif. Take it away.
Well, it's exciting to meet someone like our dear sister who is making a difference in the lives of women who have gone through a destructive experience. But like we said, this is our mission. We're here to create the new earth, which means repairing all the damage in the old earth. And the first damage to be repaired is inside of us. So I'm excited about the fact that we have this multimedia platform, and our team of hosts have been consistently raising the vibration of the planet with their information and their knowledge that they're sharing. So we're going to give you a chance to experience the wisdom of people like our guest today and so many others on multiple platforms and on our website, thefemalesolution.com. You can pull it up on your phone, and then when you want to hear a show, you can select whichever platform you want. There's the Blog Talk channel, there is the Podbean channel, there is each host YouTube channel or Facebook channel, or wherever there are broadcasting. You will have an opportunity to select whichever one works best for you. And as you know, these devices are our portable computers that do everything. And so we're connecting with you however you want to connect. And all you have to do is go to our website, and then that will connect you to all of the channels on which we appear. And you'll also get an opportunity to hear those shows in the archive. Their Blog Talk has 12 years of archives of the Female Solution shows. So you can go to Blog Talk and go back in the archives and hear any show that you missed. And you can go to the YouTube channels and Facebook pages of all of our hosts, and you will be able to see and hear their shows. And of course, with YouTube, you've got the whole list of all the shows, and you'll be able to share them and post them. And that's what we want you to do, is share the wisdom. So we're giving you a chance to not only absorb the wisdom of today, but of yesterday, and to be able to share it with those that you know need some knowledge, need some information, need some encouragement. And next week, we're introducing our wonderful shopping show, Shopping with Zoe. And you'll get a chance to not only be introduced to some great deals, things that you need, but also get some insight on how to become a business person, how to be an entrepreneur, how to work from home and make money, how to participate in this global economy. It's made more easy now than ever, and there's no reason for people to be in economic distress. All business is trading your product or your service for money. That's all it is. And all you need to do is present it to the global community, and they pay you. It's a simple process, and we've made it difficult because we think we're not smart enough. And we all are. We all are. So we are inviting you to shop with Zoe. You'll get a chance to follow our Tuesday host, Jody. She's switching to drive time. You can listen live while you drive and listen to Jody at 4 p.m. and continue with your self-care. Or you can follow her on the YouTube channel, Facebook page. If you want a visual, you can connect. If you want an audio, you can connect with her on Podbean. You can continue to hear and see your host on the Female Solution all day long, because of course, you know, on the internet, you can pull it up at any time if you miss it live. And we've got other hosts that have been a part of our Female Solution family. We want you to benefit from their wisdom as well. And you can go to our website and see and hear all of our sisters who are brilliant in what they share. And of course, we give you a synopsis of some of their background on our Team of Hosts page. So we'll definitely give you a chance to learn more about them. And on our Saturdays, of course, we've got a wonderful lineup. Our global family listens to Success Strategies with Jana every first Saturday, joining us live from London, England, with all kinds of guests from all over the world. And we get a different perspective from across the water. And then our second Saturday is Neighborship of Joy with Mama Joy and her co-host, Minister Rosemary, and they give us a deep spiritual perspective on how to organize our families, our communities, our neighborhoods, and how we can begin that process of creating the community that's a safe place for our children to grow up. We want you to follow, and of course, you can travel the world and move around with Deborah on our third Saturdays of the month. And we're excited about that because we get a chance to experience life all over the globe, but also learn some safety tips so that you don't have to be in fear when you travel. We're one family, we're one global family, and we can visit each other and get to know each other and appreciate each other. So that's the beauty of being able to travel. And we learn all about it with Move Around with the Boy every third Saturday. And of course, our fourth Saturday, we're here with our host Zelda and the Global Virtual Teen Talent Competition. And you know, the HLN network, the Higher Learning Network, does some wonderful work with the unhoused as well. And we'll be giving you a chance to participate. You know, we went through a process of identifying a system that we can involve the community. And so we'll be expanding on that, and the Higher Learning Network's homeless project where we're helping the unhoused get housed, and you can participate. So look out for that on the fourth Saturday. And of course, every fifth Saturday, we're going to be at the Elevate Cafe, and you will see us in person if you're in and around the Chicagoland area. And the Elevate Cafe is owned by our sister, and you will get a chance to hear Jacqueline Brooks, who is a sharp businesswoman and a spiritual motivational speaker, and she'll be lending her Elevate Cafe to an audience that can be both live and virtual, as we reach out to our global family to talk about ways to repair our relationships, repair our self-esteem. We'll introduce you to authors, filmmakers, people who are using their creative skills to touch people's lives. So we want you to be there with us at 1968 East 73rd Street in Chicago every fifth Saturday. Of course, you know, a fifth Saturday only comes around every quarter. So we'll be there quarterly, and we look to see you there as well. So our first date will be March 30th, which is a fifth Saturday in March. And we'll give you more information about that so you can mark your calendar and be ready to join us there at the Elevate Cafe. So we're so excited because we're expanding, because we're continuing to connect with like-minded people. And this is why your participation is important, because we want you to add your energy to this movement toward higher consciousness and elevation of awareness. And we want you to raise your vibration. So you're going to see a whole list of raise your vibration products. And of course, we're going to see some raise your vibration Higher Learning Network t-shirts for you to wear. And what you put on your body does impact your vibration. So be careful whose face and whose words you put on your body, because you are being impacted by words that you wear and images that you wear. Also, be aware of the images of what you have in the vessel that you drink from, because words and images have power to affect the vibration of whatever you're consuming. So we're introducing the Raise Your Vibration Cup, where
I love that.
share our global family, our team of hosts on our logo, but then we also have words that will affect whatever liquid you're drinking. The words, I love you, I appreciate you, I thank you. And as the experiment by Masaru Emoto shows, those words are the highest vibration words and affect his water experiment showed how they affect the shape of the molecules of the water. And so scientifically, we want to give you a cup that can raise the vibration and can make whatever you're drinking healthier for you, and you'll feel the difference.
And we have Baba Kwame Sunhorse to thank for that. And I even made a promo and I forgot to play it. So I'm going to play it now. How about that?
Does matter. The words you put on your body, it affects the cells in your body because we are 70% water, and water holds memory. Water carries energy. Water is light, the energy of light. So we want to be conscious of words we say, words we repeat, words we write, and words we wear.
Words we wear. Never heard it put like that. And if you just happen to be outside in the cold, you need a lot to wear because this is Chicago. Well, many of us are not in Florida like many others, but it doesn't matter where you are on the planet. You can make a difference, just like you can make a difference in the lives of incarcerated women with children, of families, period. You could also help the unhoused. And this is part of our ministry here at the Higher Learning Network. And as you can see, I'm going to pull up one of these videos where you can see it, the work that we do.
City this morning on Des Plaines between Roosevelt Road and Taylor Street, right next to the BP gas station. And this is what your money is going for. McDonald's, it's break time. Get some hamburgers. One each, one sausage, and one, what do you call that? Hash brown. Get a hash brown. Okay. Then we got bread. We got peanut butter, we got water, we got apples, we got oranges, we got milk.
Can I get one of these?
You can get anything you want out of here because I don't want to take nothing back. Yes, sir. Oh, I don't have it anymore, but you can use that.
And that food in the boxes is donated by EAAchicago.org. And the McDonald's, we always get them lunch, like hamburgers and fries. But because I go there so often, the manager of McDonald's told me, she says, well, we have a special going on for the breakfast. And I was like, oh, really? So she told me about it. So she's always looking out for me.
That's good. That's good.
And I appreciate that. But you need to know that money does not come from out of the air. That money comes from donations from people just like you. But I do want to give a shout out to I believe this is her here. I don't even know her name. I think it's Maria. There she is.
Oops, wrong one. There she is. Oops, wrong one.
Oh yeah, that's me pulling I think this is it here. There she is, yeah.
Okay, there she is. Thank you so much for bringing them out. We appreciate that. Thank you. The homeless will appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
And excuse me for saying homeless. You know, we've been programmed forever to say whatever it is that we say. So I have to remind myself to say, not to say the homeless, but the unhoused, because Baba Kwame will correct me, honey. There is no such thing as homeless. How do you say that phrase, Baba Kwame?
Earth is our home. but some of us are unhoused.
Yeah, I think he says the sky is your ceiling, the grass on the ground is your floor, and something is your walls. Baba Kwame, help me out here. Unmute yourself. Do I have him muted? No, I do not.
No, the earth is your floor, the sky is your ceiling, the trees and mountains are your walls. You just need a space to put your stuff in.
Yes. Love that. And I got to remember exactly where that is, 916, so I can go back and capture that, because that needs to be seen. We need to be reminded, because we have such an unhealthy idea of what homelessness is. And it is not what you think it is. There are people going to work every single day and going
for space to keep their stuff. Yeah, that's really what it is. And we criminalize people for not having enough money to buy things, and they've done nothing wrong other than things have happened in their lives, whatever it was, and they were not able to pay for space. And so this is why we want to work collectively to help in their healing, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually, because that's where it all starts, to heal the broken spirit.
And when you see them, don't turn your nose up. I just had to say that. Don't turn your nose up. These are human beings, just like you and me. And you don't know if you wake up tomorrow, if you're going to have somewhere to live, let alone a phone or a computer to watch something on the internet.
And how would you feel if people frowned up at you every time they looked at you or passed you by or looked at you with disgust? That hurt.
How would you feel?
How would you feel? How would you feel?
That is not a good place to
smile and a good word and a word of encouragement. You know, things might be going on, but they'll get better. It will be okay.
Yes. Baba Kwame, son, let's go right ahead.
Okay, and if we got up this morning and before we got ready to come out of our beds and we're sitting on the edge of the beds and the Mother Earth said to you, don't you dare step on me because you're not doing right by walking on me.
How'd you feel?
Ooh,
where's she gonna go?
If Mother Earth told us we could not walk on her when we got ready to get out of our bed because you're not doing right by her, what would you be able to do?
Wow.
Yeah. Couldn't go anywhere because the earth is everywhere. There's nowhere you can go.
Right.
Wow. I never looked at. Wow. Yeah. That's a food for thought, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What would you do? Let us know. Post your comments. We'd like to know what you think. You can post them on our YouTube and Facebook channel, Higher Learning TV show. Wow. See, that is why you have to sit at the foot of the elders instead of trying to get to the club or wherever you're going. If you do it once a week, if you just do it once a week. As a child, I couldn't understand my grandparents, my grandmother, and my aunties, because that's who raised me, and their boys helped continue to raise me.
What we're doing is looking at what step by step is done.
Yes.
That's tax dollars that we pay into the system.
Yes.
And she's found out that I can use our tax dollars to help those women that are in need with children.
Yes.
Bring them spaces where they can raise their children in a safe space and provide them, because to have that six bedroom house that she's just rehabbed, it was all through the grants and monies of our tax dollars. And this is how we have to do the whole village, because how you utilize your my own natural energy yields. That's what money stands for. And we got to understand how to use that energy to yield us the spaces to put our people in and our children.
Yes.
They tax you. What do you do with the taxes? What do you allow them to do with your tax dollars? If they're going to tax you, we should have something to say as how it's used for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when we choose for it to be used for helping rather than hurting, we have a right to make that choice. We work to earn that money. We have a right for our money to be used to help house people, not to kill them, not to make them sick, not to incarcerate them when what they really have is mental illness and they need counseling. We have a right to want our money to be used to help, and that's what we should do. Make sure this is how our money is being used. It's being used for the good, not for the harm.
Right. And I mean, that's a whole industry. Incarceration is a business on Wall Street.
$1 billion
Private
business.
Prison, Correctional Corporation of America and Wackenhut were the two private businesses started. Wackenhut was started by the president of Fredericks of Hollywood. You don't see a lot of Fredericks of Hollywood no more, do you?
No,
because
you don't.
they're in the prison business.
Oh, wow. I remember, don't you remember Fredericks of Hollywood, Naima?
Yes, yes.
Had no idea.
And that's what Victoria's Secret is. Victoria's Secret, women in the South Carolina prisons make the lingerie and they put the label on when they come out of the prison.
Yes, they do. That's one of the businesses that is taking advantage of prison slave labor.
Oh my goodness.
Right, because all the factories, and especially federal prison, they have a major industry that is not taxed. They're a $1 billion industry. The federal penitentiary system is a $1 billion industry that produces and manufactures from bulletproof vests to Scud missile wiring and all the things that it takes to keep a person incarcerated. They make the uniforms. They make, all those tools that they use to house our people is done in the prison. Yeah, if you can pay Amazing Grace is the book, and if you pay $45,000 a year to house one adult man, but you pay $65,000 to $70,000 to house one juvenile for a year in detention, where could you send that money? You could take that same money and take that same teenage, that same adolescence, and put him through Harvard.
Oh my goodness. But
this is what the system, and this is what we allow to continue, because the monies that use to incarcerate and put those people that look like us in those warehouses comes from our pocket.
And this is why America is behind other nations such as China when it comes to education, because China puts money into education and industry and developing products to sell on the global market, and America puts money into incarceration and housing people behind walls so that they can basically serve as the underground slave labor market. But then the companies that use that labor will not hire the people once they are released. So you have a recycling of a criminal population where people are acting out of desperation and trying to survive. And this model that we have in America doesn't work. Obviously, it doesn't work. This is why our neighborhoods are in distress. People are living in fear of other people who are preying upon them, believing that they can't survive any other way. We made this mess. And all we have to do is look to places where people have developed systems where everybody can participate. And we can see that this system that we have doesn't work, and it has to change, and we have to change it because we're not benefiting from it. And it doesn't matter whether there is money flowing as a result of the prison industry. It's not flowing to the neighborhoods that need to be repaired. So we have to create the money flow. We have to take the money that we have power over and put it where it needs to go. And that's what our guests, of course, did today. And all of us who have an income, we have the power to choose where we're going to put our dollars. And we can empower ourselves by investing in those programs and those projects that are changing lives for people and getting them out of this cycle of incarceration and poverty and sickness and drug abuse and despair. We have the power in our hands. So let's.
And you have that power, and you are welcome to use that power anytime you get ready. And the first thing you can do is go to like and subscribe on our new channel, Instagram.com/HLN. That's short for Higher Learning Network. HLN.homeless.project. And you can also send your tax deductible donations. People are always wondering how they do that. Well, you can do that by simply typing in the pressing on the QR code, or you can always just send it in, and there is a there it is. Those are there's the information if you want to send
But
in.
listen to what you just said.
Yes.
Make a donation that is tax deductible.
Yes. Yes.
That means is that the person is paying twice because they take taxes out to put them into incarceration. Then you have them released into the streets, and then you have to provide something for them. So you're making another contribution. Why isn't that tax dollar that wouldn't have to be donated, but could be utilized in forming a house or forming a business where that person could give them a job when they come out? See, we got to look at how this system is. Prison and slavery, that's why slavery continues, is because they wrote it into the 13th Amendment. Neither slavery nor indentured servitude, except if you are duly convicted of a crime in the United States and its Commonwealth. That right there tells you that when they say a law that you're a vagrant and you have to serve time and you committed a crime by being unproductive, is because there isn't nothing in your community that produces for you to work. So that right there shows you the system is working for them, but not for us.
Not for us.
Well, how do we think that they got the southern states to agree to ratify the 13th Amendment? Is by basically showing them we didn't abolish slavery, we're just redirecting it so that it can continue in another form. I'm sure all of those Congress people who voted for that 13th Amendment were well aware of it. And right after emancipation and during the Reconstruction period, you had all these vacancy laws popped up where you could get arrested just because you didn't have a job and a place to go. That was a crime. And that was how they got the railroads built. That's how they built the roads. They took that chain gang labor, those people who got sent to prison because of vagrancy and any other thing that they could use to create a crime and send them to prison. That's how they kept the slave labor going. And all of those who were in Congress were well aware that this was the purpose of the 13th Amendment, to maintain the system that was the foundation of the American economy, which was
right. And the part that we have to understand, we were the culture that created agriculture. We were the culture. We, as indigenous people of this land, knew how to work this land of the agriculture that created the industrialization and the incarceration of a people.
Yes, sir. Because if I hadn't chopped cotton as a kid, or my Aunt Edna had been what they call it, a sharecropper, you wouldn't be wearing the lovely cotton that you're wearing today. Yes, I said it and I meant it, and I won't take it back. We have come to the go ahead.
But look at something. We did that, and we created that cotton, created the thread that created the textile industry.
Yes.
From that textile industry created the wealth and the bureaucrats that benefited from that. They turned around and took and said, okay, we can take the material of sand and make it into fiber optics to run the internet. It's the same thing. They just moved from the material of cotton to the material of fiber optics, because they're dropping. See, we have to understand, technology does not go into the cloud. Technology is run through a cable in the ocean.
If you look at what they call right now, the biggest project that they got going running cable is called the extraterrestrial fiber optics cable.
Oh, wow.
This is going to Africa and to the South Americas because they've got to put them online. This is why they tell you got to be online because that's the fiber line that you're connected by. The same way you connect the thread to make the cloth. It's the same. It's the industry has just taken on a new form, and they move from the bureaucrats to the technocrats. That's why you have the PayPal mafia running things in technology now, and these are the next generations. This is why they call it gentrification, because it's the next generation of wealth builders that's building the world of smart cities and technology that they want to have to keep the people in control. And you eliminate them being able to do the labor because you now create machines that take the place of a human being. But divine intelligence and artificial intelligence, divine intelligence is greater than any artificial.
You better say that, and we know that it is 9:32, and the after show is officially over. We want to thank you for tuning in this morning. Baba Kwame Sunhorse, executive producer, Naima Latif, Queen Sister Odoyemi. And we know that you will be back, and we are very grateful that you will be back. And we thank all of our listeners and viewers. We could not do this without you, and we depend on you to share this information because we all need to be abreast of what's going on in this world. We thank you. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning with Jody Susan, her last show, which she will be moving to 4 p.m. And we thank you. And we
Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Network. Oh, yeah.
And we not only teach children, we teach adults too. So if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, you've got a business or a product that you want to share, then you need to sign up at higherlearningnetwork.org for professional podcast training. And you can email us info at higherlearningnetwork.org. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, stay tuned to Monday Morning Mindfulness next Monday, same time.